Hey girl, hey, welcome to my channel. If you are new, hi baby, I am Fancy. It is so nice to have you. If you are returning, welcome back for a very fancy girl chat. This video, I will give you 10 things that I wish that I knew prior to dating wealthy men. I'm trying to put you girls on. If you are in our Patreon, you know that since recently it has been a boot camp. We are doing so many different challenges when it comes to fitness, when it comes to finesse, when it comes to your spiritual walk. We are creating the total package. So I was like, okay, let me give YouTube something something. So this video is for you girls. It's going to be 10 things that I wish I knew prior to dating wealthy men to help prepare you girls to know what to expect, so you're not blindsided, so you know what it really is, especially if you are new or you are trying to work your way up to taking the first step to actually dealing with these types of people. So if you haven't already, please do like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to sit pretty, get paid, and live a privileged lifestyle through Christ. We would love to have you over here, girl. I hope you had an amazing week, and I hope you have a busy weekend ahead. Remember, we are right around the corner from the holiday season, and it's a time to give. So that means for us, it's a time to receive. And if you are already not on Operation Get to That Bag, baby, join the Patreon. Just join the Patreon. Let's get into this video. Tip number 1. There is no need to try to impress these men with your income. Sis, it is not a competition. We're not trying to share with them the things that we have provided for ourselves. We're not trying to share what we do for a living. We're not trying to share how much income we bring in. We're not trying to share any of the details. When it comes to a wealthy man, they desire, they seek, they flourish in an environment where they are able to be useful to those who surround them. If he cares about you, if his intentions are genuine and pure when it comes to you, he is going to want to take that financial burden off of you, and he's going to want to take care of those things for you. So there's no need to brag about, I bought this in cash, I paid this amount of rent, and all of these things, because the only men who care what you're able to take care of, what you're able to do for yourself, are men that want to take advantage of you and they want you to provide for them too, or men who want an independent chick so they can always run it back. Babe, did you not say that you pay X amount of dollars for rent? Maybe if your rent wasn't so expensive, you wouldn't be trying to get me to help you with your school loans. Or maybe if you didn't spend so much money shopping the other day, then maybe you wouldn't be in a situation where I'm needing to buy you 4 new tires. So always make sure that you are not trying to show these men that you got it like that. Set the tone where you are kept, you are taken care of, you are spoiled, you are high maintenance. Of course, you're living nice, you're driving nice. All of the things that come with you are obviously nice, but it's not necessary to put a price tag on it. Can you believe I went shopping and I spent like $7,000 yesterday? That is not necessary, because it will always bite you in the butt. And also, if his intentions are pure and genuine, and you are the type of girl that likes to brag, oh, this necklace costs this much, or this is a Rolex and it costs this, or whatever the case may be, then it's going to be, number one, a huge turnoff, and it's also going to come off as she's financially irresponsible and she's a liability. So again, sis, we are not here to compete with these men. Let their money be long, and if your money is long, kudos to you, boo. Okay, you doing the dang thing, but keep your money unlocked. It's not needed dealing with these types of men. Tip number 2, you do not need to spend money on a large, expensive wardrobe. Sis, I understand that there are so many women out there that say, Fancy, let me just get a few outfits together. I need a whole new wardrobe so I can get out here, I can freestyle, I can finesse these men. In all reality, you need 2, maybe 3 nice date night dresses, 3 classy, sexy gym sets, and you need 3 cute casual outfits. So that's less than 10 outfits. And with all of these online boutiques that have 75% off site wide, 85% site wide, all of these stores that are really in boutiques and places that you can find very nice items for very reasonable prices, then definitely take advantage of that, because seasonal, again, we talked about seasonal and how wealthy people dress per season. You should be able to get these outfits in 4 to 6 weeks tops, especially if you're budgeting, if you're saving, if you're doing what needs to be done. So, sis, do not let that wardrobe stop you. You are not accessible to these men, so you are not going to see them multiple times a week. You're not going to have multiple weekends back to back where you are going on dates with these men. So when you do casually date them, as you are building your roster, as you are vetting men, as you are going on dates, because Christmas is around the corner, okay? And a Christmas bag is secured now, period. So, as you are doing these things, you're not going to see that man over and over again. So, if you happen to have 2 dates in the same week and you're alternating, date night dresses, then sis, that's what you need to do. Wash that dress and keep it going. Period. So that is tip number 2. Don't stress about buying an expensive, huge wardrobe. Again, per season, you only need really so many clothes. And as you start to have these men invest, then allow them to expand your wardrobe with their money. But don't waste your money buying these expensive, lavish wardrobes. Don't do it. 3, for all my OGs, the girls who've been here from the beginning, I've told story times about this. Never allow a man to pay a bill with his card. If for whatever reason you make him mad, you make him upset, just know that he is able to dispute those transactions. The only time that you are okay allowing him to use his card is if he's paying for something that's non-refundable, or if it's a physical gift or an item, something that he cannot dispute. That is the only time. If it is going to be a bill, it needs to be in cash. It needs to be sent to you, wired to you, deposited into your account. It needs to be handed to you in cash. And again, our preferred method is always cash, because as I told you girls before, we keep a money marker in our purse and we are aware what's authentic and what is not. So, yes, sis, do not allow him to pay for things that can be disputed and that can put you in a bind with his card. Always choose cash. 4, no matter what tax bracket a man is in, these wealthy men, at the end of the day, they are still men. They are still human beings, and they will still have toxic traits. Just because they are wealthy, just because they are affluent, just because they are rich, just because they are in a certain tax bracket does not mean that they're perfect, and it definitely doesn't mean that they have it all together. So just do your research and be aware. In the Patreon, we talked about the different types of wealthy men and the toxic traits that they are prone or they tend to have per category, just so we can get a better idea of if this is a toxic trait that we are willing to deal with, or is their toxic trait compatible with our toxic trait, or is it going to be something that the toxic traits are not compatible and it's going to be an explosive argument, which can get dangerous. So just know that these men are not perfect, so don't expect them to be perfect, and definitely look out for toxic traits so you can prepare and identify, is this going to be something that works for you, something that you can deal with, and something that's not going to mentally throw you off or be too overwhelming for you. Remember, the bigger the money, the bigger the problems. So notate that. Tip number 5, never date a man if you are not financially stable. Again, we have been doing a weekly Bible study in the Patreon, okay? Baby, we went over the book of Ruth, and little mama, she was in her purpose. She was in her purpose. And if y'all don't know the story of Ruth, which I know most of everybody does, and they're Boaz. Boaz was a virtuous, aka affluence, high value man, an older, wealthy man back in those days. This is definitely one of the original hypergamy stories, stories on hypergamy. She was within her purpose. Boaz was within his purpose. If you are looking for your Boaz, then you need to be that Ruth, baby. You need to be within your purpose. There is no reason why you do not have the things necessary for survival and you are out here dating these men. It's no reason. If you don't have a place to live, if you don't have food, if you don't have a cell phone, if you don't have transportation and you need it, if you don't have childcare, if you are in a dire situation, you should not be dating, because if you are dating and your life is not already together, you are setting yourself up to be taken advantage of or put in a very bad situation. These men prey on women who are in need, so they are able to control their life and possess them. It is so important for you to be able to walk away. It's so important for you to be able to have say so, and you cannot do that if you're about to get evicted. You don't have a place to live. You are over here homeless, couch surfing, dating, and the first man that has a place of his own, you move in with him, and at this point, he's the devil. Like literally a whole monster out here in these streets. So ladies, please, if you are not within your purpose, if you do not have your things together and your bills already paid, you need to work on that first. Being financially stable is always a priority prior to meeting or dating anybody, especially men with control, men with status, men with power, men with money. Again, and I'm going to give you a little tip, a little extra tip. In the Patreon, one of the toxic traits were that these men, when they don't get their way, they will withhold finances. They will stop doing something for you to try to force you to do what they want you to do. So do not put yourself in that situation, because that is a form of financial abuse, but you're putting yourself in that situation if you're already not together. Get with a family member. It's okay to start over. Humble beginnings, but sis, please get yourself together prior to being out here with these guys. Number 6, sex will not keep a wealthy man around, okay? It will not get you a wealthy man, and it will not keep you a wealthy man. Any man who presents himself as someone that's willing to leave, if you are not willing to engage into extracurricular activity with them, those are not the type of men that invest anyways. Those are the type of men who present their representative, and they pretend or portray themselves as the providing type, the ones that will spoil if it gets serious, aka extracurricular activity is had. We are exclusive, meaning we are engaging in the, or we're exclusive, so we don't need to use protection, Those are the types of men that will finesse you out of your drawers, finesse you out of the nickel between your knees. That's my girl. That's my girl saying, okay, keep the nickels between your knees. So, if you in a Patreon, if you know. So, yes, those are the type of men that will finesse you out of everything, including that nickel that should be between your knees, and then they will leave you. It is not necessary for you to give sugar, meaning in that way, to receive a sugar baby lifestyle. It's not necessary. So no, extracurricular activity is not a requirement to date, to get invested into by an affluent man. Just notate that. Number 7, just because a man has status, has money, has power, does not mean that you have to be accessible. When you are available every text, you respond every call, you jump up and answer. Every time he wants to take you on a date, you are available. That man will get bored of you, and then he will go on to the next. When it comes to these men of power, of influence, of finances, they can buy whatever they want. They can have whatever they want. And so it's really never getting, they never hear no. They never have to really earn or work for anything. So when it comes to the romantic life, as a man, they're going to still desire to chase. So if you're always available, you're always accessible, they are never worried about losing you. They know that you're not talking to anybody else because you stay on their line. Then that's the fastest way to end your relationship, because they will get bored quickly and they will exit stage left. So sis, please get a life, get busy, get some girlfriends, work on yourself, and date other people so you are not getting on this man's nerves. That is tip number 7. Do not be accessible, being fearful that these men will leave. Men like to chase, and because of not having challenges in other areas in their life, having a challenge within the relationship is something that's going to keep their interest. So have that man work for it, okay? Being too nice, sweet, understanding is also a fail. Sis, these men like spicy women. They like women that have that attitude. They like women that stand up for themselves. They like women who are feminine, confident, and they know their worth. When you know your worth, you're not going to put up with anything, and you're not going to let people walk over you. So being too nice and worrying about offending them and worrying about holding your tongue and all of that other stuff, that in turn can truly hinder a relationship and have it boring. So many girls ask me, Fancy, how do I keep it spicy? What do I do? You're already tripping. That's not your job to entertain him. He needs to worry about how to keep it spicy for you. He needs to worry about not losing your interest. He needs to be asking his friends and homeboys and hiring people to speak to about what can I do to make sure that she doesn't get bored of the relationship. But for you to have to ask me, already that's an issue. You're too concerned about him and not concerned about who else you can be entertaining. So, sis, pull that, be that hot tamale. They like the spice, okay? Number 9, no matter where you met him, in line, in person, mutual friends, blind date, whatever the case may be, if he is not spending money on you by date 2, and that's like prior, like no later than the end of date 2, then you've already set the tone that you are low maintenance, that you are independent, and that you don't need an investor. And it also shows that he's not really generous also, or it could be all of the above. So ladies, if he is not spending within the first 2 dates, then you need to drop him and on to the next. Is it okay to do a little stress test? Absolutely. But at that point, you know it's a make or break type of situation. Either he's going to get with it, or you're going to let him go and fall back. It's not like, let me do a stress test. If he fails, I'm going to continue to give him another try, and I'm going to let him try again in 2 to 3 business days. Ma'am, stop. Let this man go and move on to the next one. These men, again, they know what it is. They're not new to this. And if they are not trying to spend money on you, their intentions aren't really to have something genuine. They're not really looking to provide for you nor invest into you. So the final tip that I'm going to be sharing with you here on YouTube is that if a man is bragging, if he's talking about the things that he's done, the things that he's experienced, the places that he's been, the watches that he has, the cars that he has, the money that he spends, or, anything that is bragging versus just sharing, a story or a memory or an experience, that does not mean that he's generous. Don't take that as him being generous. And the only reaction to a man being a bragger is to be unbothered and to act uninterested. Now, if you acting unbothered and uninterested does not stop him from bragging, then at that point you need to shift the conversation to how he spends all this money on himself and how he needs to spend it on you. Since you enjoy shopping so much, I can't wait to see what you bring for me as a gift on our date 2. And so when you say that, sis, that's going to immediately pivot. Are you just talking the talk, or are you going to walk the walk? You bragging about this and having this and what you did this and what you bought this. But baby, at this point, what are you going to do for me? What you did for yourself, or what you said that you did for yourself, or what you said you did for other people, that's not going to benefit me. And let's see if he continues to brag. But regardless if he does or doesn't, at that point, that gives him the ammo to move. Either you're going to invest or you're not. So ladies, I hope these tips help you on your finesse journey. I hope it helps you as you navigate into the world of dating these affluent men. And yeah, if you have any video topics that you would like me to cover, please do comment them down below. Also, if you are looking for hands-on one-on-one coaching, I do have many package options. I would love to speak with you. You can send me an email and I will shoot over my packages to you. I have a little something for everybody. If you are looking for a community to grow and to bounce finesse ideas and scripts and things off of like-minded women, please do join our Patreon. We would love to have you. I enjoyed making this 10 steps or 10 tips that I wish I knew prior to dating the wealthy. I hope anything that I may have fumbled on or messed up on, that you are able to bypass that and excel. So I love you girls so much, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.